I'm Jeff Gould, America's storyteller. As you'll find out in this interview, I think that the best thing we can do in life is stop comparing ourselves with people who are our age, stop competing, and really start observing. And the people I want you to observe are people who are 20 to 30 years down the road from you. You can go older if you want to, but really most of us are interested in what's going to happen in the next 20 to 30 years. And the people you talk to, if they're honest, can really give you some great insight and can help you make some changes that'll be very helpful for you. So, how exactly does one go about doing this? Well, watch as an example as I talk to Alex Brown, a man who is 30 years down the road from me. He's 94 years old. He's in really good shape, but he's also kind of a private guy, but that's okay. How do we go about getting information that we can apply from their life to our own? Take a look. Hello, I'm Jeff Gould, America's storyteller. One of the things I like to do is to interview people to gain insight. And I'm going to offer this suggestion. I give it all the time. Rather than compare yourself to somebody your own age, I'm asking you to observe somebody who is older than you because the wisdom that they will give you will help you far more than the competition and comparison that we seem to be embroiled in. And for that reason, we have a man who is doing pretty well for his age. Alex Brown, how old are you today?
94 years old.
94. What year were you born then?
1931.
31. Okay. So, how do you feel physically these days?
I feel good physically.
No aches and pains?
No,
What
not
is the
permanent.
secret?
My balance is getting a little shaky, but
Okay.
I think
Hold
that's
out your
the-
hands. Are they pretty steady? Hold out your hands. Huh? Pretty steady?
Oh, I think so. I got one gets a little wobbly when I don't want it to, but
Well, you know, of course, that, some people make it to 94, but not many make it to 94 in that good a health. The 1931 Alex Brown mobile looks pretty darn good off the showroom. So, what did you do to maintain your health? Anything?
well, the short answer is just hard work and clean living, but
Did you ever smoke?
nothing special. I did not smoke, and I did not use alcohol or beer or any drugs
Never.
of
You
any
never.
type.
You never drank either.
No, never.
And did you exercise on a regular basis?
Not specifically, but I do try to walk now, at least a half mile or a mile a day.
What kind of work did you do? Was it physical work?
No, mostly mental,
Mm-hmm.
kind of running a business and doing engineering and communication and whatever it takes to keep a business going.
What kind of engineering business did you have, Alex?
I did not have a degree in engineering. When I worked for Honeywell, they called it a applications engineer, and that's kind of when I went into my own business. I did my own planning and drawing type stuff for it.
And if I remember right, it was like sensors for heating and cooling and furnaces and stuff like that for buildings. Is that correct?
Right, that was correct. Mostly for commercial buildings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you saying that you worked for Honeywell for a while and said, boy, I can go out on my own. And you're just a small guy just doing your business. And then Honeywell, you would think wouldn't care, but they did. And they took off the gloves and kind of went after you a little bit, didn't they?
They got their piece of flesh.
So somebody is thinking right now about getting into business. And by the way, how old were you when you launched into that?
40 years old.
Okay, interesting. And did you
Born
have
in
kids at that
31
time?
and started in 61. No, I started in 71, my
Okay.
business.
And you had kids at that time?
Pardon?
You had kids at that time?
Oh, yes,
Okay. And you were married? Did your wife work?
she did. She was a
Okay.
school teacher.
Okay. So you're 40 years old. You're not necessarily happy working at Honeywell. What advice would you give to somebody who maybe isn't happy where they're at, but they have a family and they're about 40 and they're thinking about starting something new? What did
Well,
you learn from that experience that you could give some advice on?
well, I think I chose too technical a deal. I wish I'd have gone into electrical contracting or something different that's steadier and not chase all over the country.
Which is what you had to do?
Yes.
Hmm. Did it work out okay?
Oh, yeah, I had enjoyed my work for 25 years while I had the company, and
Hmm. And did you sell the company or just, let it go out?
I sold the company.
How did you sell the company?
I was trying to hire an employee, and part of the deal was that someday he could buy some or all of the company. And so he came to me in 1992 as an employee, and in 1996, why I was turning 65, so he had his financing lined up to buy my interest.
Did it work out okay for him?
He's still in existence.
That's good. All right. What's a piece of advice you'd give somebody who's like just getting out of school? They're just getting their way in the workforce. So maybe out of high school, out of college. What kind of advice would you give to somebody at that age, early 20s?
Oh, I would plan on doing some. What am I trying to say? Some goal setting and stuff like that, which I failed to do during my lifetime.
Oh, so you weren't a goal setter.
I did not.
Hmm. Hmm. What would you advise somebody who is approximately 40? What would you give them advice on?
Well, if they were working for a big company and they're unsatisfied by I would say start up their own business if they have an interest in that part of the business.
And what about somebody who is, right around 65? What advice would you give? Because here's interesting: you're owning a company, which is a lot of time, and you're contemplating selling the company. Now, you will not only lose your identification as a business owner, you will also lose some structure. Now you can do anything you want, and that's a little bit of a crisis point, isn't it? What advice would you give to somebody who's 65?
Find a good hobby and pursue it. Hobby and pursue
Mm.
it.
And did you?
Well, I loved fishing, and so I've continued to do that. But I did not ever have a specific hobby that I, could do every day on site rather than travel to a lake somewhere to go fishing.
Give me some advice on parenting. What did you do well, or what could you advise somebody who has kids?
Well, I had a couple of good ones, so I didn't have to do a lot of input on their careers or anything. But I guess just love them and give them the best advice you're available to give them.
So let's just say you could take anybody out to eat in the United States who is alive today. I'll say anywhere in the world. Who would you like to have lunch with today?
Probably President Trump.
Oh, what would you talk about?
Well, just try and pick his brains how he makes decisions the way he does.
Okay. How about any past presidents you'd like to have supper with or lunch?
Oh, Reagan would have been a very interesting one to me.
Mm-hmm. Let's say that you could go in, and I know you're a kind of a reclusive guy, but I'm going to wave a magic wand and allow you to sing any song that you want to sing, and it will be flawless. It will be beautiful. People will say, wow, that is amazing. What song would you sing?
I guess praise him, a hymn.
Hmm. Uh, are you a singer?
No, I never have been.
Huh.
As a young
So,
lad, I had an aunt that wanted. I had two cousins, one year younger and one 2 years younger, and the aunt thought we ought to get together and do a three-way music lessons, but it only lasted a few months.
if you could, what's your favorite? Do you like to read at all, Alex?
I used to like to read, but I kind of getting forgetful what I'm reading while I'm reading it, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've kind of lost my interest in pursuing it regularly.
Fiction or nonfiction? What's your jam?
Nonfiction. I've never read a lot of fiction.
What's your favorite nonfiction book, if you can think of one?
Hmm, Probably go back a long time to an author that I've forgotten his name already.
What's the book title?
Can't even tell you that. Reverend Peel was the one that I found very interesting in reading his books when they were being
Norman
published.
Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. Is that right?
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you believe in positive thinking.
I do.
Is that something that came to you naturally, or did you have to work at it?
No, I think I've always enjoyed that aspect of it.
How do you maintain a positive attitude? And I'll just say, it's unusual for somebody in their 90s to have a positive attitude. Would you agree with that?
I guess I have to.
You don't have to. I'm just telling you from my observations when I go to visit places where people who are older are gathered, they usually seem more unhappy than happy. Have you noticed something different? Am I hanging out in the wrong places?
No, I think there are a few negative people wherever you go, and
So how have you maintained? I mean, what is your regimen? What are you doing? I mean, you said that you didn't smoke, you said you didn't drink. So what other habits did you do that affected your mental state, your attitude?
oh, maybe not being too assertive in speaking would be one. I don't like to change people's mind hard.
So you're not a guy who likes to argue politics or stuff like that, is that right?
No, I like hearing politics, but no, I'm not. I keep it up mentally, but don't argue it with people, especially
Are you-
those that I know are going to be feisty about it.
do you lose your temper often?
Pardon me.
Do you lose your temper?
Try not to. When I was a young man, I kind of got away from me, and so I tried to rein it in where I would not get into a fighting situation or bad
You
temper
say when
situation.
You said when you were younger, you did have a little bit of a temper, huh?
Yeah, and I afraid I would lose control of my conversation if I were arguing politics with somebody or
Okay.
religion or something like that, and you know, lose my temper and say things I didn't want to say.
When you moved to town, I think you told me that one of the things you did early was find a church to go to. Was that important for you as a parent? and as a husband.
It was. I wanted some Christian training for my children, and the, I tried one church for a few weeks, but they had no youth program or anything of that type. So we chose another church that had nurseries and training for young people.
Well, you know me a little bit, Alex. Can you give me some advice?
Just stay on good terms with them, and we've had a good relationship with both of our children, and they have turned out well, I thought.
I believe one of your children is a surgeon. Is that right?
Yes, he's an orthopedic surgeon.
And your other is an attorney.
Right.
Hmm. And you have two.
Two of them.
All right. All right. Well, that's a pretty good batting average. So, Alex, you are 94. And this is available to anybody. You can go look it up online. You can look your gender. You can look your country of origin, and you can look at your age. So you are a 94-year-old American male. And according to statistics, you will live 2.75 more years, 2.75 years. Does that sound about right?
It does to me.
Hmm. When you hear that, does it make you go, oh no, I got to get going here, or does it? What do you hear when you hear that?
No, I think the Lord has taken good care of me in my lifetime and will continue to do so after the 2.5, 2 3/4 years expire. But he's going to make that decision, not me.
Okay. Well, Alex, what's your favorite? So, of all of the things you've experienced in your life since 1931, what is the greatest invention that you have seen in your lifetime from your perspective?
Well, I think digital electronics was as exciting as anything that I passed up.
So, like computers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like computers, but I had gals that took care of them for 17 years before I bought my own after retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Or I owned them while I was running the business, but I didn't no hands-on. It was just verbal.
What was the most surprising, and so of all the global events that you've witnessed, what was the very best one that brings the best memories to you?
I'm not certain about that one, but I think World War II is most memorable to me, I think.
Oh, yeah. How old
More,
were you during World War II? You were a kid, right?
yeah, I was about 10 years old when Pearl Harbor hit.
Do you remember that day?
I do.
What was going? Tell me about that. It was a Sunday. What was going on?
Oh, I was out shooting at some birds at the time when I don't know how I got the information that they had declared war or Pearl Harbor had occurred, but it's been in my memory a long time.
So you're 10 years old. Did you even know what that was? Did it affect you in any way?
I can't say it did, no.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had one brother 15 years older, and I had three sisters that were 12, 10, and 8 years older than I was.
Did your brother go off to war then?
He did. He was drafted into the Army in 1941.
And what was his experience?
He kind of specializes in welding, and I think was not in any battles or anything of that type. He spent a lot of his time over in London, England, working with a shop up over there.
Okay. And your
But
sisters, did they serve in any way?
pardon me, the
Did your
six
sisters did your sisters serve in World War II in any way?
they did not.
Hmm. Hmm. What about Sputnik? What were your memories of that?
Oh, pretty shaky. I remember it happened about 1957, about the same time I was starting college for the first time. I took a 7 year vacation between high school and college. Not a good decision.
What happened in these vacation years?
Well, I spent 4 years in the Navy, and then I spent another 2.5 years or something working at my old job.
What did you do in the Navy?
I trained as a diesel mechanic, but I wound up shuffling papers instead.
Did you enjoy your time in the Navy?
I did.
Hmm. Did you
Yeah.
serve on a ship or just on
No,
shore
I
somewhere?
spent all most of 4 years on after I got boot camp and diesel engine school out of the way. While I spent the rest of the time on board ship.
Hmm. What was the ship?
It was uh, a seaplane tender, and we were uh, the pontoon planes were flying up and down the China or the between Formosa and China, and they kept in the air 24 hours a day, watching to see that China wasn't sneaking across to Formosa,
Hmm.
and we would, go to a place sometime and just stay for several months at a time, not out to sea.
The Cuban Missile Crisis, bomb shelters, the Cold War, the Soviets, Khrushchev, we're going to bury you, all of that. What were your emotions like that you can remember in those days?
Well, I think I was starting my business and not watching politics real close at that time, or being affected emotionally
Hmm.
by any of those. Is
So,
too dumb to care, I guess, might have been the answer.
well, you look at the course of history that you've experienced, and more things have happened in the last 94 years than throughout human history, right? You've seen more in your 94 years than anybody alive before you saw, all the way back to the beginning of civilization. That's not just my saying it. It's the truth. All of the advancements in human technology, all the changes that you've seen when you look at the world today and you balance it with all the stuff that you've witnessed in the past, are you worried? Are you like, well, it's just the way it is? I mean, what is your attitude about the world today going forward?
Well, I like the enthusiasm of winning the war over in Iran type thing, or
Hmm.
making good progress. But I haven't spent a lot of deep thought about future or those last 2.5 years I have left to create problems for the people.
Huh. Hey, wait a minute. Tell that joke again. Remember that joke you told me?
I do not. It depends on which one.
See now, well, it's about a Norwegian. Oh, it's a Norwegian joke. I forget. You told me one.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite joke you can remember?
Yes. And Ole and Lena had to buy a bull, and they went to their friend and asked him if he would come with his pickup truck and haul the bull home if they bought one. And they took a bus and went to an adjoining city and bought a bull. And when he wanted to get his communicate back to Sven to come and pick it up, why he inquired of what the cost was for sending a telegram, and she said $1 a word, and he said, "Oh, by golly, I only have $1, so I'll have to think about that." So he and Lena went out and walked around the block a couple of times and finally came back. And she said, "Have you got that word?" And he said, "Yeah, comfortable." And another one I like a lot. It not as funny as it should be, but Ma and Pa were getting ready to go to bed one night, and Ma said, "Pa, do you want anything to eat before you go to bed?" He said, "Yeah, I'd like a dish of ice cream and a cookie." "Mother, you know how forgetful you are. You write that down." And she disappears for a few short period of time and comes in and hands you a plate with 2 fried eggs and a piece of ham on it. And he said, "Mother, I told you to write that down. You forgot the toast."
Now, that was a joke that may be reality these days, right?
It is. It is, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, Alex, thank you very much for your time. Alex Brown, 94 years. I won't say 94 years young. I think that's a diminishing statement. That you're 94 years old. Level 94. How many will make that statistically? Not many. You've achieved that. Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations, and thank you for your advice.
Thank you, Jeff.